Couch Co-op! Hello, Couch Co-opers, Couch Potatoes, and Couch Codependents. This is the Couch Co-op Show. I'm Ian, and tonight I have Dave and Nick on the couch with me.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going. No Jared tonight. He spent his late night last night with me at Edgefield, listening to the band, and so I think he, can't do 2 nights in a row.
Can't hear anything now.
And then we might hear from Aaron. It's still early.
They seek him there.
So how are you guys?
Good. Just it's a Sunday night.
Anything? Do you guys do anything exciting this weekend?
I got together with some friends for Thanksgiving, so full turkey dinner with mashed potatoes and all the rest of it.
Like a Friendsgiving?
Yep. And then obviously watch the Tyson fight on Friday.
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah.
How about you, Nick? Would you get up to anything? I know you did the golf thing, right?
Well, we went to Birdie Time in Southeast.
Birdie Time.
Excuse me. But we actually went there to watch the UFO game.
Oh, that's right.
And lesser and kind of a lesser thing too was to basically be congratulated by a couple friends for being married.
Oh, congratulations for being an adult.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
You did it.
Woo!
Yeah, well, yeah.
Welcome to adulthood.
Achievement unlocked.
I mean, I've basically been drug into adulthood, kicking and screaming and trying to claw and keep myself in childhood. And
What would that achievement icon be? Like a ball and chain or something? Like
probably. I mean, isn't that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure they've
I know,
had many
so-
names. Do you get a Dave? You would remember this in Days Gone when you get married. Do you get an achievement or a trophy? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
It'd be funny. Because I know games. Like I think in Skyrim it does it. You get a trophy or an achievement. I forget what it's called, but anyway. Cool. Well, who's doing this day in gaming history today?
We both had a little look at it. So, well, I can start.
Okay, are you taking the big one?
Actually, no, I won't take the big one. I'll do one that I know probably won't be on your list.
Okay.
Today in 1970, Douglas Engelbart received the patent for the first mouse. And that was on your list, was it, Nick?
It was. Oh, in fact,
Nice.
Keyboard and mouse, baby.
Yeah.
Well,
I
as
assume
well
the big
as it
one
should
is
be.
the one that Nick's going to.
Well, just to kind of piggyback onto that, but Douglas Engelbart was born in Portland, Oregon.
Oh,
I did not know that.
wow.
Portland, Oregon. I believe he. I mean, I think I don't know. I didn't look too closely. I should have, but I mean, he did go to OSU, but he was also doing some work for Stanford down in California,
Oh.
which is where I believe he was coming up with all this. But yeah, so yeah, that was on my. I actually kind of took a detour and did this day in computing history too in a Google search, and
Talking
Yeah.
about ball and chains. I mean, keyboard and mouse, man. Is there a better pairing?
absolutely not. That's one of my favorite weapons, right up there.
There you go.
There you go.
Anyway,
What else you got? What's the big one?
what's the big? Yeah, I'm guessing that's not the big one, Nick, is it?
What the
The
No.
mouse. No,
No.
there's something.
2006.
Yeah, about 18 years ago. You two could pay twice the price on eBay for a PlayStation 3.
Oh, wow.
PS3.
Yeah, Yeah,
I
they
forgot
came
about
out
that
with
one.
Didn't
two models.
Didn't Dave pay twice the price to sell
I
it?
won't be one.
I feel like Dave bought one.
I think I waited until it went down, but
Oh, I definitely waited, but it didn't go down because I got the Metal Gear one.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's what I did, but that was like 2 years later for me. But
Oh,
But
they still had them
yeah,
around, or did you get yours used?
me,
Yeah, the Metal Gear one was. You got it later?
the Metal Gear Solid 4.
Oh, you got that at
that
launch
came-
though. The Metal Gear one.
Wait, I guess I'm confused which one you're talking about.
Your Metal
so-
Gear PS3 you got at its release though, not at the original release, but at the release.
Yeah,
Okay.
in 2008.
Gotcha.
Okay. But yeah, 2006, I believe they came out with 2 different versions. I'm struggling to remember.
There's like a 20 gig and a 60.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, but it's like there was something else with the, like not only, I mean, it was $100 less, but there, it seemed like there was like some key difference.
I thought it was just the hard drive sizes.
Yeah, I think that's what it
Uh,
was.
I could have swore there was something else that was.
Well,
but
I know later. Well, that was much later on when they started doing the 160 gig, the little slidey door on top. But that's way later on.
yeah, which is what I have now. When my fat one decided to do the
Yeah.
yellow light
Yeah.
of death, but
Kick the bucket, yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
cool.
but
Launch titles. What were launch titles? Like Resistance and what is that racing game? Motorstorm.
Oh yeah, Motorstorm.
And because of the fucking Wii, everything had motion controls.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
interesting fact, like that the PS3 controllers launched without the rumble inside because of
That was
the lawsuit. They were being for not, they didn't want to pay the licensing fee for the rumble or something.
that's dumb.
So like those
Which-
early controllers are super light. They're really bizarre.
Well, then
I
it's a good
remember
thing
that.
I waited because my PS3.
Right.
Yeah.
I've
but,
I've got to go. I'll be back in a bit.
Okay.
There's what?
It's a meltdown.
Anyway,
Boom, boom, boom.
Dun dun dun.
but anyway, I mean that was the big one for today.
Any
for
other-
the 17th?
Anything else exciting?
Yeah, you'd be interested to know. Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater came out in 2004.
20-year
2004?
anniversary. I read an article
Wow.
about that today, actually.
Yeah,
And how it's still considered
What?
the best Metal Gear.
yeah. So I feel like I need to. I mean, since we were kind of talking about it, last week?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Um,
You need to
yeah,
get on that.
definitely, I do. And then probably another one that's right up your alley. Need for Speed Underground,
Oh.
2003.
Oh, I remember that game. I played that on the PS2. I remember, right?
Never played the
That's a-
original. I played the second version. But God, these lists make me feel old.
Yeah, right.
Well,
Yeah.
you guys do stuff before you were born. They won't make you feel so old then.
Well, yeah, like the patent for the mouse. That's there we go.
I got
There
them
we
both.
go.
I have 1 and 2, but yeah, I love this game, dude.
I
Yeah.
remember renting that game at Blockbuster.
I rented it at
That was-
Blockbuster as well. Beat the hell
was
out of
fun.
it, and then I bought.
It was fun. I
Isn't
remember
that,
playing
isn't it? Is that the one? That's the one that has Crystal Methods' "Born Too Slow," right?
I
Which
think
one?
so.
The
Underground.
2003 Underground?
Is it 2003?
It might.
Is that the one that has the
I-
drag racing in it?
I think so.
Underground 2 has drag racing in it too.
No, but like the game that first that introduced the drag racing mode, though. Underground, right?
Oh, it may have.
I think
I mean,
Born
I
Too
never played
Slow.
the
I
first
think
one.
Born Too Slow is in that game. I just remember like you like going, you'd be driving, and then you like fucking go, and like that song would come on, and it just felt like, yeah, that's right, you motherfuckers, you were born too slow.
Yeah, probably because I think like when you played in Underground 2, it's like I think Rob Zombie would show up. Right? No, not Rob. I mean, not show up. The song. I
The
mean,
song. Oh, got you.
I'm sorry. I
Oh,
think Dragula.
Yeah, Rob Zombie showing up in my Need for Speed game would be wild.
Mm. Showing up in the Dracula. Anywho, moving on with the list. In 2008, Left 4 Dead.
Oh,
Oh yes.
Oh yeah,
Such a great game.
one of
I
my
love that game
favorites.
so much.
I'm sure if Jared were here, he'd probably like this. Metroid Fusion and Metroid Prime in 2002 for, I believe, Game Boy Advance and Wii, or not Wii,
The Wii.
GameCube.
Was it Wii? Oh, yeah, it was. Okay.
No, not in
Oh,
2002.
that's right. It was game. Oh yeah,
Um,
GameCube. Duh. I didn't catch the title
course.
at the time.
And
What's
then,
right?
what's a GameCube?
I don't know.
and
All I
And then
know is it was baby discs.
Baby disc that if you bought a Wii at a certain point, you can actually
Mm-hmm.
play GameCube games, which
Mhm.
is
I
staring
think you
down
could do
the hall
that.
at mine.
So I thought you could do that in the first gen Wii, because I remember they were bragging about reverse compatibility the entire time they were talking about the Wii.
Yeah.
Like all of it. I
Yeah,
thought they were.
Well, the
anyway.
game.
you
I mean,
absolutely.
yeah, I have GameCube games that I play on my Wii.
Yeah, because I think it was first
Yeah.
gen, but that was the only gen.
Oh,
Yeah,
are you,
well,
are
then
you
I
saying
feel
the
special
later
because-
later models?
Yeah, I
don't
think
play them?
they removed it
Oh.
because like I think there's also controller ports for it too.
Yeah, at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not all
Which-
Wii's have that.
No, I think they got rid of it and later.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know
Let's
that.
see.
Yeah, so
I'm
we've
actually
got-
curious now.
No, I'm pretty positive that's true though.
No, I believe it. I just wonder.
Is that it?
Sorry.
No, I was gonna round it out with something that was after my own heart.
Yeah.
Of course, it makes me feel old as fuck. But WWF No Mercy came out in 2000 for the N64.
Oh my
and
god, I
this
love that game.
Good. I'm glad I'm not the only one because
I
that
love
was
wrestling games. I was
probably-
in middle school
Yeah.
in my wrestling phase.
because those THQ, WCW, WWF games were just kind of like almost peak. I mean, it's Activision tried and all their shit sucked. THQ came in and just kind of showed everybody what a professional wrestling game needs to look like, and
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of it's left its mark. It's in that circle of people who love professional wrestling games. This is kind of a very gold standard.
Is it a hard one to find?
Professional-
Mercy?
you know, I don't know. And then,
I mean, I need
it's
some
probably-
games for my 64 because I think all the ones I have are pretty trash for the most part.
I mean,
had,
it-
meh.
It's
It's
going to
not-
be hard for me to find in my mess.
Does it
of
even
a
age well? I don't know.
collection.
I guess I should
Probably
just look
not.
on Amazon and see how much it is.
I
I
mean,
had-
I don't know if Yusef does has like a whole archive of his past streams, but he did stream it, I think, within the past year.
Oh,
I remember
Okay.
playing that game. I even remember the WrestleMania
Mm.
2000 game I had. I had the black one too.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So I think they had the first ones were the black cartridges, and then they came out later on with gray ones. I was lucky to get the black one when it first came out.
Yeah, I think I had the black one too. I don't know if I still have it or not, because
Same.
Well, cool.
you know.
Well, that's been this day in gaming history. And then it has just dawned on me that we forgot to ask Nick if he had a beer battle tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, I do.
Oh, we
But
do.
yeah, I was so busy
I
working.
think he's already
on
halfway through it. We didn't
somebody
know it.
else's and trying to pick up the slack in other areas. I almost got about my own.
You know, it
But-
is what it is.
Yes, I do.
Mm.
I thought I
do.
was going to
One
be
beer
still.
battle.
Like, I considered going through or possibly doing a winter beer thing, but maybe it's just still too early. Excuse me, for me. And plus,
It's
I
getting
was just
colder.
walking-
It is getting colder. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know if I'm in the mood for it yet. If you know what I mean.
Okay.
And besides, I was walking by a cooler door and they still have fresh hop beers available. So
I need to get me
Um,
some.
I figured I'd stick with some favorites here that some favorite breweries of the couch. So I've got Trapdoors, fresher than fresh.
Yeah.
And I don't see any reference to any fresh hop, and even on the website it didn't say, but it was sitting in the fresh hop section. Fort George, Mirrored Realities.
Oh,
I've never heard of
never
that
had
one before.
I've had the other one.
Yeah. So, I don't know which one. I'll start with Trapdoor.
Oh, here we go. Vancouver versus Astoria.
There we go.
So here we go.
What's everyone else drinking? Dave's drinking water, I think.
Yeah, finest corporation pop.
What about you, Jaren? You drinking anything tonight?
Nah, not tonight. Fresh out.
Those corn dogs put you down?
No, I'm fresh out. I need to restock.
I have fresh
tasty,
hop, and
though.
Aaron has fresh out.
So how's that Trapdoor?
I don't know. I just poured it.
Oh, you
in.
just poured it.
Yeah. It smells quite nice. It smells.
It-
Oh, this beer is trash. No, I'm just kidding.
It figures. A beer I like. No, I like
No.
it. I don't love it. It's pretty. Me and fresh
No.
hop beers have a. It's
Love hate
it's
or
just
complicated.
It's more complicated, but I do like that beer. So
Mhm.
awesome. Well,
Oh,
we'll
no,
let you
it's,
we'll let you enjoy it, and we'll see if Dave, did you play demo this week?
I did.
Oh my
there
god,
was-
hard to believe.
I know. I logged into the PlayStation Store and I went to the demos, and there was only one demo that I could play this week because it was called DRDR. Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster.
Oh yes.
So I have played this game before a little bit, 1 and 2 on the Xbox 360, and so I'm kind of familiar with it. They've basically improved the graphics, and but otherwise it plays like a 360 game.
Right.
Like the controls are a little just quite right, and the pickups and stuff. But it is still quite fun to work your way through them all and kill a load of zombies. I mean, if that sounds like something you're interested in, this is the game for you.
I feel like I
'Cause I played-
remember when you picked up the 1 and 2 at like a retro expo or something.
Yeah, it was a couple of years back. I think even before the pandemic.
Yeah.
So it's available on disc. It's a $50 game on disc. I'm not sure if it's.
Is it both
necessarily-
games or just one of them?
I'm not sure. I didn't look up. I just played the demo, and the demo obviously starts out at the first game with you landing on the roof and taking photos and stuff. So it does look really good. It is a lot of fun. I just don't know if I'd totally play it, through again, because I remember trying to play the original, and basically the premise is you've got 72 hours to do stuff and then get out of there.
Right.
And so you're always kind of watching the clock, and there's all like weird stuff going on, and kind of Capcom zombies, if you know what I mean. So there's a little bit of like Resident Evil weirdness. Like there's these queen wasps you can get that have like bitten off the zombies, and if you have one, when you squish it, it like pops the heads of all the zombies that are close by and that kind of stuff. So
If it's just a
But-
remaster and it's just kind of like a new coat of paint, like $50 is steep.
yeah, it really is a new coat of paint. I don't think there's much, I don't think there's much change since the last one. If you enjoyed the last one, then you'll enjoy this. But most of the reviews I looked at gave it a 3.5, 7.5, 8 kind of score.
Yeah.
So solid, but
isn't that kind of what the game got originally? I feel like.
yeah, I think it did. So it's just a lot of fun killing the zombies. It's not a game I'll probably buy because I have the Xbox 360 version, and if we're going to play the Saboteur, I'll have my 360 out. So if I need a fix of zombie killing, then I can always get one there. But
Also, like, Jared would know this, but I feel like if you do have like an Xbox, like an Xbox Series X or whatever, playing 360 games, it does do some kind of patching to upgrade them a little bit. So I'm curious, like, what like that kind of
I know what you mean.
enhancement on the Xbox Series X versus this remaster, what the differences are. But
Yeah, how
Anyway.
it would look.
anyway, cool. Well, I guess that's a try then.
Yeah, definitely a try. If you've ever been interested in those games, there's a lot to do. Kind of cool running around the mall. If you like Dawn of the Dead, it's pretty much that game. It's the game
Okay.
of that. So, you know,
Is it an open
It's-
world game or is it like just like a Left 4 Dead type thing?
kind of open world. You're in the mall. So
That's the world.
yeah,
mall.
the world is the mall and all the shops, and then there's like enclosed areas that you can drive cars around, like the mall car parks and that kind of stuff.
Oh, I gotcha.
Hmm.
Cool.
I remember playing a little bit of that on the 360. I was not impressed. And I like zombie games.
I hear you. I hear you, Alan. I hear you, Alan.
I like how it keeps a body
Alan's
count.
that Alan's such a good guy.
I don't know why.
He's a
maybe-
body count. That's pretty
anyway,
cool.
Anyway, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Before we got to like what we've been playing and B-list, I had a kind of a question. I thought maybe we could kind of like talk about, because this is not really video game burnout conversation, but like, what we all, except for maybe Jared, a lot of us, don't play as much video games as we used to. And I was just curious, like, what makes you then decide to buy a game? Like, what is that thing? Like, what is it about? Like, oh, it's the new hotness, or is there something like what about games do you still like enough to buy a new game? When as we start to fade from buying more, like the amount of video games we used to buy, like what is it? What are those things?
It's a mix.
Oh,
Go on.
go ahead, Dave.
I was going to say it's like a mix of network effect, buzz, and price. Like I think Helldivers was a good example of a game that like had a buzz. There was a positive buzz. Seemed like it was fun and something I'd be interested in, and the price was a little less than a normal game at $40. So it was a little easier to kind of say, well, if it's not really for me, it's not as it's not like I spent $70 on a full price. So I think, to be quite honest, that's it. I very rarely buy full price games. The last one I bought was Space Marine, but usually it's like if you guys are all playing it and there's an online component, then maybe I'll get it.
Mm-hmm.
Quite often though, I'll just wait because
Right.
there's so many games out there.
And we have so many games.
Mm-hmm.
What were you going to
Not
say,
to
Nick?
mention them.
Oh, well, Dave
Nick.
said a lot of what kind of what I said, like but I mean I was going to kind of go into more detail because it's I've got some games that I have sitting on a wish list, so whenever they go on sale and depending on how much of a discount it is and kind of what kind of game it is, I may still pick it up. But also to what he said about and he made a great example with Helldivers 2, because this is exactly what I did. Is I bought Helldivers 2 thinking I was going to be like playing with you guys, but
You know what? I feel bad about this
things-
because I think we'd still be playing Helldivers. I think there's some unfortunate drama within the group that kind of
That just-
killed
yeah,
the momentum of that game for us. And I feel really shitty because I look at it, I was like, that was so much fun. Why don't we not play this still?
Yeah.
and it's, I mean, part of it is also just my schedule too. It's just,
Sure, sure.
and that's
Mhm.
another
Yeah.
thing. It's just things just because I mean, you guys will play during the week where it's just I could try and play during the
Right.
week, but I kind of have like some of my routines that I'm just kind of stuck on that I
Right.
kind of there's just I don't know, it just kind of drops down the list of importance when there's other things that I mean, I don't have to get them done. But part of me feels that I just kind of need to for my own health. I guess it's basically just kind of doing like some form of exercise or working out or something. And then there's also the mental prep of trying to get me to get and do that too.
Right.
But anyway, yeah, a lot of it is also just like availability. Like we're gonna talk about kind of what we've been playing later, and I really don't have much to add to that, just because of some extracurricular activity that I've picked up on Fridays now that kind of bleeds over into my weekend, that I kind of focus more on.
This is kind of why I brought this up, because I don't really think we have any of us have played anything really new, really, and so I just wanted to like kind of talk more about like how life is kind of like, as I have more time. Like, I feel like I have a lot of time to play. Like, I had all day today to play video games. I thought about playing it. I turned on my PS5 this morning, and I did all this other stuff. Or I just sat and watched YouTube. But I didn't play any video games.
Yeah, I played about an hour.
And I feel like...
Yeah.
And it's not that I'm burnt out and don't want to play.
Right.
But I guess my brain is tired. And I know some games are kind of brainless, but the game I'm currently playing is kind of a lot of stuff and reading and listening and making choices.
Yeah.
So it's a little more active in my brain. And but then it also, part of me knows once I get sucked in, the day will just disappear.
Mm-hmm.
And that I had other things I wanted to do. So it's like, but then I feel, it's like, but that's what I like to do. I like to play games and get sucked in and like, oh shit. So it's like I'm having this like weird kind of thing going on currently. Right. I don't want to like, which is weird because I'm overly productive most of the time. I should just relax and just play video games and be chill. And anyway, Aaron, we didn't really get your answer. Like, what are the things that what makes you pull a trigger or want to play games still?
It has to be something it has to be a couple things for me. One, it has to be something like every single time I see the commercial for it or whatever ad or whatever was talking about, just it has to make me go, ooh. Every time I see it, like when Spider-Man 2 came out, I wanted it so bad, but it was like, oh, I can't get it right now because it's I got other stuff I have to get, and I have to take care of a 2-year-old, which that takes up a lot of time. But
kids are expensive.
Yes, but on the same token, it's like if I want it bad enough,
sure,
I'll pull it, shoot it, why not? But like the other part of it is like I want to make sure it's worth my money, because it's like I get a very small window. And it's going to grow as she gets older, because you can make her go to bed earlier and earlier. But it's right now it's at a point where it's like I play from like 10 to about midnight at night, depending on the game. Now if it's a game like Dead Space, I'll play for an hour just because nightmares. Or if it's a game like Final Fantasy, I'm like, okay, I'm going to play it for an hour. 2:00 happens. Like, what just fucking happened? It's 2:00. What? I started at 10.
And you have to get up in 2 hours?
2.5. Like, what just happened here? What the fuck? But no, but that's the thing, though. It's like, I like the game enough where I'm like, I want to play it, but I don't have to force stop myself, like in Final Fantasy or Dead Space, because Dead Space scares the shit out of me at times. But anyway, it's all about either if it's hype and I might get my money's worth. Because that Spider-Man 2, oh yeah, that I got the money's worth in that one. Sure, it took me longer to beat, but yes, I got the money's worth. But then also we have so many games that we get for free a month. I mean, yeah, they're not the best, but sometimes there's hits. Sometimes.
Yeah.
PlayStation looking at you about that one.
I feel like for me, it's like Unfortunately, I buy too many cheap games still
Mm.
that I'm never gonna play. Really, like $4.99 or $14.99 when it used to be like $60. And I buy a lot of that stuff, and then I never play it, so it just stacks. So I have this guilt thing about
Mm-hmm.
not buying a lot of brand new games because I don't really care. But I've kind of tried to limit myself to one new game a month, pretty much. And
Right.
but I definitely talk myself out of games now easier than I used to. Like I used to just
Right.
buy whatever to play it for the show or whatever. But part of it is, I want to play it for the show and talk about it. And there are times, there's definitely regrets. Like, did I need to buy Saints Row for $70? Like,
Oh no.
Not for
Could've
70.
waited.
I bought it at
Could you
launch.
have waited?
I'm a huge rate. I was a huge Saints Row fan. I enjoyed the game. Honestly, I spent a lot of time in it. I played it with fucking Nick here. So I've spent a lot of time in the game. I enjoy the game, but there's a part of me, which is kind of funny now. Like I've spent probably like 60 hours in the game, so it's not like I didn't get my money's worth. But somehow I feel like maybe I didn't. They gave it to us for free. Didn't they give it to us for free?
Yeah, they did because I think I played it.
Yeah. So like, it's
Saints
like,
Row 4 or whatever, yeah.
You can
So
never
then-
know when a game's gonna bomb, and then they just give it away for free, and it's just like, God damn it!
Yeah.
That's
But
the
at the
hard
same
part.
point, though, since you're a fan of the franchise, can you at least kind of feel better in the fact that at least you kind of supported it at
Here's
launch?
the other thing. Oh, 100%. But here's the other thing too. Like
Mhm.
things that also make me want, like character creators are instant.
Oh, yeah.
Hot character. When I can create a hot character, instant buy games. Usually, if it's a game I like, those are like usually things that I love about video games. I am
Yeah.
I'm sometimes
I
a
can see that.
sometimes I'm a sucker for hype, and then sometimes I'm not. It's very dependent.
Yep.
Like everyone, all the hype around Star Wars was like hate, and I said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna buy
The
it."
hate hype. Well,
So it's like, I like that game. So anyway,
Well,
I
that
don't
just sounds like it's more. You also have to listen to what people are saying, like what their hate is about the game. And
so if it's like
you know,
valid hate or
it's
not.
kinda-
well, some of it was.
Well, not
and
not
then
only
some
that,
of it wasn't.
it's just, and it could
Yeah.
also just be a one man's trash, another person's treasure sort of deal too.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of wanted to circle back to the scheduling thing, and this is going to be more of a question for Aaron, but it
Go.
could probably apply to any one of us. But have you ever woken up early on a work day to play games before work?
No,
Destiny.
I've never done that.
I guess maybe we did it for Destiny.
I used to get up I used to get up a little earlier and do like the daily stuff because it would take about half hour or whatever every morning.
No, not really. I never
I
did
mean-
that. I never did that before I even had a kid. I just never did that. I just was a night owl, honestly.
Yeah, I'm like, I think I've tried to do some stuff
Yeah.
early, maybe with Tony with scheduling or something. Not necessarily on a work day though.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sometimes
Uh,
No, I can't do that.
sometimes on the weekends, if like Friday night, sometimes if I can't sleep Saturday morning, I'll just get up at like 6 o'clock because that's the usual time I get up during the week or around then, and I'll just play for an hour or two until everyone else gets up.
It's
So
usually
not really.
It's usually for
special,
me. It's like staying up late, like Aaron was saying, and then deciding like if I'm really playing this game, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna stay up till and then just gonna call in sick. That's
Mhm.
at least back in the day. I don't do that now, but there's definitely
Right.
were times back. It's like, fuck it, I'm just gonna get super drunk, keep playing, and I'm just gonna call in sick.
Right.
I've done it a couple times, like where I'd play before work, but that's usually if I'm dealing with me not being able to sleep for whatever reason, and you kind of just get to a point to where it's like, well, if I fall asleep at this point, it's just going to make getting ready for work this much harder, so I may as well just get up and play. But at the
Right.
same point, it's like if you're playing a game and you kind of get locked into something, it kind of sucks to have to pull yourself out of it, like,
Mhm,
The
and
Yeah.
the little more. Okay, here. Okay, here.
yeah,
Okay, here.
yeah.
Well, that's like the
Oh,
thing. Like Aaron's talking about, like doing like for an hour or 2 hours. Like I look at like video games and being like, I'm not gonna sit here and just play for an hour. Like when I play video games, I sit down for like 2 to 3, 4 hours. So it's like when I like to just sit for an hour and play a video game, it seems ludicrous to me.
Well,
I
I
like-
say I'm
I
going to play
mean-
for an hour, but do I really?
Well, I know, but
No.
like I understand that other people have
No,
other
just,
things and people do that. But like for me, I'm like, I know myself, and I
and
just like
that's
that's
Mhm.
just not what I'm into. I can't
I
I,
think
can't do that.
I-
log in and play like a round, like logging in and playing a round of Rocket League, and then like logging off. There's no way I would do that. I can't do that.
I find
Yeah,
that's how I've gone. Is I'm the opposite. It's like I can play a game for about an hour, maybe 2 hours, and then I'm just like, nah, done.
Oh man, I get sucked in.
yeah, but it kind of has to be one of those things that you feel. I mean, it's not just like,
Yeah.
I mean, congrats to you for being able to be that scheduled to where you can pull that off. But I'm kind of more of a emotional / feeling. It's like, so if I'm feeling the game, I want to stay in it until I have to be pulled out for whatever reason. Or if like I'm playing Rocket League and things just aren't going my way, and I'm just like, fuck it, I'm
Makes
done
sense.
in 15 minutes, and then I'm off to the next thing. And I'm gonna go mop the floor or some shit. I don't know.
I think the morning thing
But-
is hard for me because I'm like I consider myself a very productive person, and I'm the most productive in the morning, and I don't consider video games productive.
No,
It's-
they're really not. That's
it's
okay.
It's a thing that I just
And-
do. I mean, if we got together and we like did like an all day video game session, then that's different. That is the
Mhm.
productivity of that
Well, that's
day.
pre-planned.
Right.
So,
But like it's just it's like usually just like I'm gonna sit down and just play. If I have nothing to do,
Yeah.
that's what I'm gonna waste my time on. But it's
yeah.
in the morning, I just feel like I need to do some things, especially on a work day. Like obviously, I'm just in a different mindset.
I only asked that because I had a friend of mine, Castile, Jake, who none of you have ever met, but anyway,
I never will, Jake.
yeah, I guess not because he won't take part in this Discord. But in any event, back in the day, like he does kind of like fill in stuff, so he kind of has a rather varied schedule. And initially, his idea was to wake up at the same time every day, regardless of what he was doing, whether he was starting at 3 a.m. or 6 o'clock in the morning. And when he would
God.
start later, he would still wake up early, and then he would just game until it was time to go to work.
Oh man.
And it just that. I mean, worked for him, great, but
I would rather
I
just sleep some more.
Sleep.
yeah.
Sleep.
I mean, that's kind of what
Sure.
he does now. I mean now it's he likes those later schedules so he can like stay up and game a little bit, but yeah, that initially was what he was trying to do, and then it just I mean, like I said, I've had mornings where I couldn't fall back asleep, so I woke up super early and maybe I'd jump on and do something, but that was back then, and even then that was rare at the time. But
I have a
I
question.
just don't know if I'd make a schedule out of it just to
I have a random question that you kind of brought up.
okay.
It has nothing to
Okay.
do with. I mean, it kind of is video game. Not really. Discord. Do you guys only use Discord for our Discord, or have you guys gotten into other Discords now?
I've gone to another one.
Yeah,
I'm in two
I'm
of
in
his.
another one.
I'm just
I'm
curious,
in
like
one.
how it's evolved, and I'm just curious, like has it become more useful? That I think it's a useful thing. I don't know, but anyway.
Well, hell,
It is.
so
It is
Just-
definitely.
just even in work, I was delivering some bar, and somebody mentioned, I can't even remember what it was, what the situation was, but the fact that they referenced Discord in the sense that why something wasn't done at a bar, and there's now it's like a group of employees are a part of a Discord server that just kind of caught me off guard because on one sense that's kind of cool, but at the other time it's like I think it would have been easier just to like just be in like a text message chain of some sort. But
I think
Right.
Ryan uses
Whatever,
it for
it's-
work. Like I think it's like
Hmm.
the cheaper version than what is the other one?
Microsoft Teams.
No, Slack. Slack.
Oh,
It's like
Yeah.
it's like the business version, and Discord's like just the. And anyway, you kind of pay for Slack. Anyway, you can kind of get on. You can do like a video conference. You can still message, and I don't know. I feel like that's something he was. I feel like they were using that.
I mean, it's pretty
well,
useful. with
gosh,
the
if only
events
he
and
would have been
everything.
spectating today, we could ask him.
right.
Well, what other? If they're porno groups, it's cool. You don't have to tell me. But what other Discords are you guys in?
I'm in one for my mobile game, Evany.
Holy
Nice.
shit!
It's not as active as ours is, but I mean it's like I'll go over and look. Like let's see. Oh shit, I missed today's when we were doing undead marching, but okay, whatever. Not that you guys would understand that reference anyway, but yeah, it's usually just more like kind of alerts about like when in-game events are happening and
Oh.
so on and so forth. In previous alliances that I were in, we'd also share a little personal information and stuff.
I've popped in and out of other ones. Like I was in Kenilworth's for a long time, but then I
Yeah.
left because I felt like nah. And I was in Caitlin's for a long time, but then anyway, I left that one. Obviously we used it for the Exploding Boy. We used it as like a crew.
Yeah, I'm still
Hang.
in that one.
I'm
yeah.
still in it too, but it's just kind of
Yeah.
like it was a very useful tool. Just have
Yes,
everyone.
it was for while you were filming and
Right.
kind of-
It's like here's
working on it.
information, here's all
Yeah.
this stuff. This is just easier than everything else. We can get it to you guys and boom. And then, I thought that was a very useful thing. And then I'm in Yusef's new one that he made, but
I'm in one for the rocketry. The people I go rocketeering with. There's probably about 10, 15 people in that one, and we just like set up when we're going to launch on stuff and who's going to launch his ride sharing, that kind of stuff. And then I'm in another one which is the PDX Retro Forest, which is it's quite a big group now, but it's people that collect like retro computers, gaming systems, all sorts of stuff. So there's just lots of tabs about stuff on there.
is that you got through with your other group?
Yeah. I got invited to it, and so I joined it. It's there's quite a few YouTubers on there that like that are part of the group, like Portland-based retro YouTubers.
Hmm.
That I'd actually seen a couple of the videos before I joined the group.
Right.
So it's kind of funny.
I did follow like some other like kind of bigger I was in Nine Inch Nails for a while, but those groups are so massive and there's so much. It's just like why am I don't need this. So like there's certain things like that I was just like I don't need to be a part of this. So anywho, do you do any other ones, Aaron?
I do. It's like a forum. So, okay, I used to collect trading cards back in the day, right? And then I kind of rediscovered
kind?
them again.
Yeah, what kind?
Uh,
Sports, film, TV.
Sports, Pokemon.
Of course, Pokemon. Pokemon's super popular.
Why are you holding your head in
It
shame?
was. Because I started collecting them again.
Did
I'm
you
gonna
start
try
playing
and
the game? The new
The pocket one? Yeah, I did actually.
I hear that's pretty
Yeah,
addicting.
I used to have Marvel trading cards. So,
I had Marvel
Yeah.
trading cards actually back in the day too.
yeah.
I used to collect Star Trek and Babylon 5 trading cards. I used to play that Star Trek customizable card game a lot in
Man,
high
I
school.
will say this Magic the Gathering is so one of the more popular ones out there. And I remember in high school there was this room, the art class area, like you go in, there's like little mini tournaments going on of Magic the Gathering. I'm like, what is happening over there? And it's
Yeah,
I
it's
tried
still
playing that
really
game, I was-
popular. I've seen people playing it recently.
yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, 'cause I remember Magic the Gathering in my high school years. I'm sure.
So
Justin and I
David.
wrote a song called Magic the Gathering for the guys who played Magic. We stayed up all night recording this awful song.
the game, I will say this: I tried playing that game one time. I was so lost, like the entire time. I'm like, what, what the, what?
I don't know.
Huh.
I mean, I was kind of into it. I thought it was like super interesting, and I
It's
mean,
like a
kinda
role
hard.
playing. It's like a role playing
Yeah,
game with
'cause
cards.
it was-
It's like
It is.
it was like
Skyrim,
maybe like a year or two after, maybe a couple of years after I was playing with a couple of friends. We were doing like the Robotech pen to paper RPG RPG with various.
Yeah, like I said, yeah. But anyway, so there's a digital forum for whenever new packs and stuff like that get released, and I hear about those. I don't really follow it, but it's like playing in my little Discord area saying, "New box alert, new box alert." I'm like, "Oh, what's this?"
Have you bought anything though? No, you haven't really bought. You're in it, but you don't really buy it anymore.
Not the digital ones, no. But I actually do buy packs every now and then.
Oh, do
of
you?
Pokemon
You're
cards
hoping
every now
for
and then,
like
yeah.
something like glimmery.
Shiny,
Shows up
yeah. They got
shiny.
new ones out there, yeah. Super shiny. Because there's, well, I will say this. I remember getting them back in the day. The art was, they've really changed. They've made a full artwork of Pokemon and stuff like that. They've gotten a lot more into it than ever. I'm like,
Don't feel ashamed, bro.
Yeah.
Do you
I
put
just-
it? Do
I
you,
was-
do you just leave them in a box, or do you put them
Hey,
in like
you're
a
amongst
sleeve, or
friends.
do you anything?
I have them in a notebook actually.
So
Uh,
they're in a sleeve. They're in sleeves in a notebook,
Mhm.
like basketball cards
Yeah,
or
yeah,
some
yeah.
shit. No, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so it's funny because I actually have a bunch of super old rare ones in my mom's house. I'm pretty sure they're up in her attic. I need to go up there and get them.
Yeah, you do.
They're,
Yeah,
the
it amazes me that some of these things are still popular, if you know what I mean. Not because
Well,
they're bad or anything. It's just pretty impressive that
Well,
it's been popular for
the-
20 years.
Right.
the wildest thing was during the pandemic. I remember one card, I think it was the Charizard card, that's the first edition, was worth like nearly a house. I'm like, what? Because I remember on the radio they're talking about it's like a $275,000 card. I'm like, what?
Like I've got 5 of those up in the.
You want something? Okay.
Surely there's a
we're gonna
House
go-
of Cards joke to
We're
be
gonna
made
go
there.
through my basketball card collection really quickly, not because of
Ooh. Right,
not because
me.
Well, I mean, you brought the cards up, but there is
Oh,
a
I
card.
remember I
there's
saw-
a card I want to talk about. You saw it. You saw it on my thing.
I did.
So I didn't know this. I was watching a YouTube video. Anyway, there's this card of it's a useless, worthless. It's Hoops basketball card from like 1990, 91.
Yeah.
Mark Jackson
I had
for the
those ones.
Knicks. Completely worthless. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but
No, I
right
probably
here
have that.
is the Mendez
Menendez
brothers.
brothers.
Menendez brothers sitting here, and so this card was on eBay selling for like $3,000 and shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No,
But
that
now,
card's actually
I mean,
worth.
it's not really worth that, but you can get it for like $20. But yeah, there was like a moment where it was just like, and I was like, I thought I had like 3 of them. I must have got rid of a bunch of my doubles, but
Was it like when that?
this is like after they killed him, because they killed him in like 90.
So this was way back in the 90s when it was worth that much.
Mhm.
No, it's no,
Crazy.
it's worth that
No.
much now. Because
What, 3?
because someone found notice that they were in the card, and then now
Yeah.
that the show is out, bringing them back to
yeah,
light.
that's-
There was this like, so if you go, and actually if you go to eBay right now, you can still there's still listings for like $2-3 grand.
Yeah,
It's
those
wild.
are the graded ones, aren't they? And then
Well,
if
not
you
even the
just-
graded
Right.
ones. There's some people just randomly, but like even
Yeah.
graded, it's only worth like $20 maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was reading about that. Well, it's funny because I actually went to try and sell some of my old cards, and the guy at the shop was willing to pay like $300+ for that card you're mentioning. Actually,
Oh,
at
really?
The shop itself. That's what he told me.
Oh, that's cool. Well,
I'm like,
I'm not gonna
As
get rid of
is.
it. If I had more than
Right.
one, I would have, but I thought I
Mhm.
did. But I was like
That's
kind of
just
gonna. I
funny,
was
yeah.
gonna go like, oh, I'll put it up on eBay for like $500 and see if anyone bites.
Yeah.
someone probably would actually if he. Some people go for that shit. Like, what?
But yeah, you mentioned
Anyway.
cards, and it just what that came to my head is like, oh yeah.
It's funny
Yeah,
because there's a very good chance that I might have that card too.
Probably. It's like I feel like I had way more and just like got rid of them or something. Anyway.
Yeah, but then you were probably like, I don't need more than one of this card.
Yeah, right.
You never think about that either, because it's like we've dumped so much. It goes back to the nostalgia thing. Like you don't think it's going to be worth anything, so you just either dump it or just kind of you don't care what condition it's in. So it just goes away. But then later on, it's like worth $5,000 or something like that. It's like,
You know what's wild about that? What does a pack of Pokemon cards cost now, Aaron?
well, the newer ones are like $5, but like you can go way back, like in like the old.
Well, right back in,
gen
like
ones.
back in like a pack of hoops was like 50 cents. Like back when I was buying them in
Right.
middle school, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like
Well, it's
it was
like you also had-
$2.
So
Back
it's
in
like
the
you
day.
also had tiers back then, though. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you had like like Hoops was kind of like the lower end tier, and then
I always thought Flair was lower. The Skybox was the higher tier.
Skybox was like the
yeah, mm-hmm. And then
The-
the most tiers were when your parents would say no because they wouldn't give you money for them.
yeah, that's
But
pretty
yeah,
much
no,
the high
it's like-
standard, the no standard.
Wah, wah,
Yeah.
dad jokes. You don't even have a kid yet.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I don't know. But no, it was like back then though. It was just like you had like different brands of cards had like different price
Sure,
structures
for sure.
to them, and like Aaron. Oh, I think both of you mentioned like Skybox basketball cards. Those
Mm-hmm.
were like supposed to be like the upper echelon, like.
But
top
really the
tier.
worst, in my opinion, because it's just like a character masked out on ugly art. And I always thought hoops
Yep.
were
Yeah.
better. I always liked hoops better, but I have
did
a bunch
too.
of Skybox too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have
And
any
then I
Skybox
think
anymore.
Baseball had their own version of it. I can't remember their name.
You know what's wild?
Yeah.
I put it away, but in that folder that I would carry around everywhere in middle school, it also has in the back because oh, not on that. That's not the original folder. It used to be in a Trapper Keeper, and you know how in a
Oh,
Trapper
the
Keeper in the
Trapper
back they had like the clipboard.
Mm-hmm.
So I had on that clipboard, you would set it up, and then I had the Wheaties Michael Jordan flip basketball thing. You know, you got off the box. I don't know if you remember this. So off the box, there was this thing you could peel off, and then it had a hoop, and then it had a little cardboard flipper, and you would flip basketballs into the hoop.
Oh,
And
now I remember.
so I had
Okay,
it
I
set
remember that
up
now.
in my Trapper Keeper. So like when we were just wasting time, I would sit there and flip. It's like this crazy, stupid basketball card setup I had. Fucking nerd. Anyway,
No,
uh,
so the card price. So single pack of old, like the very first ones, go for like $300 a pack.
oh, new mint right now.
Yeah,
Oh, that's wild.
and some people even grade those for like a good couple, like a good $1,000. I'm like, what the fuck? But if you see like the boxes, like they have some boxes like sealed in like the glass case and stuff like that, they'll go for like anywhere between 25 to like 75 to $100,000. I'm like, that must be nice having that much money just floating around in your
Yeah.
pocket.
I feel like at the Retro Expo where I dressed up as Johnny Silverhand, I bought
Yeah.
a pack of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure cards.
Oh. Well, it's always good to see yourself on camera. It's like, guys, look, I found a picture of myself on card.
Yeah. If we do get back to
Okay,
video
remember those
games here,
cards.
I do, Aaron. Since you never tell us about this, I want you to talk about the Pokemon because that's new and that's like hot right now.
Brand new, yeah. I just started a few days ago. It's actually so what you can do. It's
What's it called
barely
again?
anything in it. Let's look it up real quick. I have it on my phone. 1
Of
second.
course you do. It's the Pokemon card game.
Yeah, it's just called Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket, is what it is. It's basically just you collect Pokemon cards. You can go into battles with people. You can battle the AI. You can. There's not much going on with it right now, just because it just started. So
Have you spent any money on it?
nope.
Nope.
And I don't. You don't have to. That's the best part. You can. I've heard people spending like good $20 here and there. I'm like,
I
What?
hear
What?
I hear that they actually limit your daily spending amount to $1,000. Like
Oh.
you can't spend more in a day than $1,000.
That's smart, actually. I like that idea, but I don't know how. I've heard people spending not absurd amount of money, but like just a fair amount because you can buy the cards in the game, but it doesn't translate to like being able to like get them mailed to you or anything, which would be dope if it could. But anyway, it's a fun little game. Really, it's kind of nice little time killer. You have nothing to do for like 5 minutes. Just pop on, open a pack of cards, do a battle here and there with some people, make friends.
Does it make you miss the days of actually playing Pokemon?
I never really played with people in Pokemon.
Oh,
though.
really?
I never.
You didn't know anybody?
No one I knew. No, and
So this is
anybody
like
I did know.
fulfilling a fantasy.
Kind of. Well, that's the thing, because like when I was growing up, yeah, I but did that stuff. But the thing was, I didn't know anybody who really played them at all. Like all the people I knew I was in like Aloha, which is like for us, it's like Abercrombie and Fitch was the clothing line, or American Eagle, or you had to listen to Britney Spears and Sync. That was the shit back in that area. And if you liked anything outside the bubble, you were the bad. You were the dork. You were a total dork.
Well, at least you get to play now.
I do.
Free of judgment on your
Exactly.
phone. And no, I think it's cool. Everyone on Kind of Funny,
Be
they've been
free,
talking.
Aaron. Be free.
Kind of Funny, they've been talking about it. They love it. They like. I guess there was like some kind of event going on where you grind out. I guess if you can grind out some of the events, you get like a. You
Yeah,
some
get
kind
a
of
rare Lapras card. Yeah.
yeah, something that'll, and then you see, you know.
Oh yeah. Oh
and
yeah.
then
I know
but-
this
and
one.
then no one else is gonna get that because it's like just for early people that are playing the game. Anyway,
Yes.
I was
Yeah.
I was
Nice.
yeah.
I will admit though.
You don't have to do Mobile Minute anymore, but if you're playing a new mobile game, you should let us know.
Oh yeah.
I will. But I will admit though, the one thing I do like about the new game code. So when I mentioned before, the Pokemon cards have the full art stuff. This is kind of cool because I got a limited edition one in the game. It's like a Charizard full art. It like zooms in, like
Oh,
shows
it's animated
every single
too,
thing.
isn't it?
Nice.
Yeah.
It's like the whole scene is like just batshit crazy. Like Pokemon are battling each other in the background. Charizard is doing his thing, just blowing fire and shit like that. Blastoise with his cannons. It's crazy what's going on in this thing they do. It's like full nuttiness that's going on in it. So it's like that. I like the fact that actually
Does
kind
that
of make it a little
sound
more.
too, or no? Yeah,
Mhm.
oh, okay, that's cool.
Oh yeah. And it plays the Pokemon theme as like a little background piece. I'm like, okay, I see you guys. I see you. All right.
I forget if you talked about it or not, but did you play Marvel Snap or no?
I did a long time ago. I think it was right after my daughter was born, if
Okay.
I remember right.
And you
or
fell
no,
off, did you fall off that pretty quick or?
yeah, I tried picking it up again recently, and I couldn't keep a hold of it. So,
Mm.
which is weird because it's a great game. It was great.
I mean, it's a similar thing, right? It's a collectible card
Mhm.
game with cool shit. Yeah, I was just curious.
Yeah, and there's more variety in that game though, and you don't collect duplicates because I have like 5 of the same card in the game. It's like,
that is one of the criticisms I heard, that like they haven't released enough new cards. It's like
Mhm.
so you're just getting a lot of the same shit. So
Mhm.
they need to get on top of that, and then once they get on top of that, I think the game will be more successful.
It will be.
But I mean, it's
Definitely.
made a shit ton of money, and there's a lot of users right now. So whatever, it's Pokemon. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I have to say. It's Pokemon. Anyway,
you other guys, you guys play anything?
Yeah, I've been playing Deathloop
Oh yeah,
and
ooh,
Trying to
we
knock
talked
it
about
out.
it. And well, not just that, but I actually I played it, and this time I'm actually really getting into it and really kind
it
of
looked
enjoy.
fun.
kind of making
enjoying
a
it.
conscious effort to like give it
Well,
give it a shot.
So I did have to kind of cheat, and it wasn't so much cheating, but I looked at like, okay, how do you know what you're meant to do? Because it's quite a confusing game.
Right.
And once you like, it was basically like you get like arsenal missions and you get main missions, and the different times of the day you can do that mission. And so once you start doing that, it kind of opens up and it explains to you how you can keep your weapons from day to day as well. You kind of collect this infusing stuff, and it allows you to you can apply it to weapons, or you can like recycle weapons for more of it, and so you can keep it for the next day. And then you also acquire like these powers. The one I've only got one at the moment, but it's like shift, and it's by killing the like bosses, and so it allows you to kind of like teleport a little bit, which is kind of cool. But what's cool about it is it's so you get the other thing I did was you're allowed so many deaths, and like when you die, it rewinds you back on the path you took. You know, maybe 10 seconds, 30 seconds. I'm not sure exactly what time frame, but it rewinds you. Trouble is, sometimes if there's people still there, then you just drop back in, and it'll allow you to do that 5 times before it ends the day. Or the default is 2. I turned it up to 5 because I was having problems with it. But what I like is it reminds me of an old school video game where you kind of like try to find a way through, or a way of doing something, and it kind of makes you try different things. And you know, if you die, you kind of go back a bit, and then you'll try something else. But the other nice thing,
Prince of Persia.
Yeah, the other nice thing though is when it does go back, if you fell into a room and there's 10 guys in the room and you kill 5 of them, when you go back and start again, there's only 5 guys in the room. It kind of keeps your like progress. If you
That's
know what
cool.
I mean.
I like that.
It's I can see why people liked it, and I'm quite enjoying it.
It's definitely thinking. I mean, it's using that kind of roguelike. You know, go in, you die, you reset with certain amount of your information, but it is something that's like, it's not a type of game we play a lot, like us in general. It's not like a style, so it's like very newish, kind of different ideas, kind of there. And I've always wanted to play it. I mean, I loved all the Dishonored games, so I love that kind of art, and that I'm familiar with a lot of kind of the mechanics of those games, and having it set in this kind of roguelike day cycle thing would be interesting.
Yeah, it's like a little bit of like the islands are like lost, and you get to know them, but they're a little different, and the bad guys are in different places at different times of the day. And
so, have you had anyone? Because there is like a PvP-ish thing with.
So I'm playing it offline, so there is a character that comes in at certain points in the game when you do key events that she comes and tries to kill you.
But then you can also
be
kill that person for someone else.
Yes. Yep. So there is that PvP kind of aspect, but they recommend that if you just
beginner
the
just
first
trying to
time,
get through.
because when people jump in, they generally are fully loaded.
Gotcha.
And you know, it's been played enough that the main people doing that are actually pretty.
They know
good.
what to do, right? It just seems like a very interesting mechanic.
There's a lot of interesting mechanics in the game, and I'm really quite enjoying it. It's
cool. Well, I'm glad you kind of made a U-turn on it then.
Yeah. I must admit, the first hour was a bit rough, and then when I read that thing, and it's like, oh, here's how you can look at all the missions and who you've got to kill, and it's like where to get the power-ups. Once you got the power-ups and started being able to keep the weapons between levels, and it really does open up.
Cool. Awesome.
Nice.
How about you, Nick? You playing anything? Homework? The Game of Life?
Yeah, Homework, The Game of Life going back to what I said earlier, it's extracurricular activities have pretty much. I mean, how's
your mobile gaming? What you still playing? You do that every day?
Yeah, I'm still. Yeah.
So grinding out everything.
Chores that. Yeah. But I mean, that's easy because it's like I can jump in on.
What is
my
the
iPad,
joy in that game? What do you get from
joy?
it? What is that hit of like? What is it? What about it?
Well, what's kind of different about it? It's a lot of it is also fantasy and just very community based. So it's.
So are you communicating with people in game?
Yeah,
oh,
absolutely.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Which is why there is a Discord server for it too. But it's just funny that a fantasy game like this has kind of grabbed me where like I was just thinking about this just a second ago. It's like, why did this game grab me, but Morrowind,
That's
Oblivion, and Skyrim have not?
Oh.
I mean, and it's
Eh.
not to say that those are bad games. I mean, they should.
you didn't
I mean,
mod 'em.
especially. Well, I mean, that's a separate conversation. But I mean, it's. I mean, considering the fact that I like Fallout so much, I mean, at least on some level, I should find
That is interesting.
some
That
sort
is-
of-
you're right. That is interesting.
some.
Well, have you
I
made
should,
have you made actual friends? Are the people you talk
Uh,
to normally, or is this just like
yeah,
random?
absolutely. Like,
Okay.
well, I mean, it's so. I think in December I will have played this game for about 3 years, but
That's
I mean,
wild.
it took a good 9-10 months before I actually started interacting with people because I didn't know what the fuck. I still don't know what the fuck I'm doing on that game. But
I love when
But
the
it
games
is
like
nice-
that.
but it is nice to actually have people just like kind of guide me on certain things. Just like they kind of look at some portion of my setup and it's just like, no, you need to do this, this, and this. What you're doing is you're basically doing a fool's errand, so you need to adjust some things and because
do you have any
the game is
3 years? Do you have any? Does it have any way of tracking how many hours you've put into it? Actually.
if there is, I haven't found it.
Oh, okay. Man, what? How,
So I have a
how
question.
soul crushing could that be?
The,
No.
the only
Yeah.
the only way is I mean the only way I know it's been 3 years is because I looked up like when I first downloaded the app.
What's your question,
Oh.
Aaron?
So, do you have an Android or an Apple phone? Just out of curiosity, Nick.
I'm playing on my iPad, and
Oh,
actually,
okay.
and just recently I've also got it set up on my laptop, so I can actually play it on my little Windows-based
Oh,
laptop
two hits.
downstairs.
2 syringes.
Okay. Well, I was curious because there's an app that Android made me download, and I'm thankful for this one. It's called the Gaming Hub app. It literally took all my games and stuff and grouped them together like in an envelope just for my games. What I can do is if I press and hold a certain one, like a Pokemon game, I could press on the info area, not info. Hold on. Yeah, let's say the details. There's a details section. It says how long I played,
Oh.
and
that's
I
cool.
so far played 8.5 minutes on that versus Puzzle Quest. I've played that for about a total of 2,281 minutes of
Oh,
that
shit.
game.
Jesus.
I thought you were going to say hours. I'm like, Jesus.
No, well,
Aaron's
if you do the
mobile
math,
hours.
Yeah.
yeah, but the,
Oh, I guess
was
if
just
you,
curious.
I get maybe. I mean, most of the games on Apple you can run independently, but you can. They still do through the Game Hub, right? Their Game Center thing. They still use that.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think they
think
use
so.
Anyway.
Yeah, no,
My
I
other
was
question
curious.
for Nick before we leave him is, how was that trapdoor beer, and have you moved on to the other one?
Yes, and in fact, I've almost finished the other one.
Oh, okay. So,
but just to circle back to
that's
actual
quick.
gaming
Sorry.
stuff,
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
did kind of jump into some more. So it's interesting that we bring up Ebony and Fallout or Fallout Shelter because those were both two mobile games. I mean, these were games that I experimented with because they're both mobile-based games. And I tried them on different platforms, and I mentioned that I've got Ebony on the
Yeah.
laptop, which I actually enjoy playing on the laptop. But conversely, I've got Fallout Shelter on my PS4, and I almost hate playing it on the PS4.
so
but
then why do
I'm
you
just
play it on the
trudging-
PS4?
Just trudging through just for trophies or
Oh,
whatever.
punishment.
But, I mean, I've kind of
Punishment.
I know. And it's
Trophy
like I
trudge,
don't
I
even
get
care
it.
about trophies either, and so it's like the ultimate. Like, why am I wasting my time with this? But
Yeah, I feel like
It's-
the
it's-
whole trophy thing all kind of died. Like we were kind of there was a moment there where we were all kind of doing it, competing, and then I don't know. At some point, it's like, okay, I think we're done.
I remember that.
I still
that.
look
It's
at the
like-
trophies for games. I just
Same.
very rarely do it unless it's a game I'm really enjoying.
But it's like I look at my trophies as like, I mean, I don't care, but on one sense I do, because it's almost like it's not that I'm comparing. It's just more of a self reflection of the fact that wow, my trophy count is low. That means I have no gamer cred, so to speak. So it's more if I
mean, 3 years of
Get some
Ebony.
more.
I mean, that's a lot of cred.
yeah,
that's
I
a
know
lot.
It's
a
a
lot of
silly
something.
thought. I acknowledge it's
Mhm.
silly.
Nick,
I'm
my
still buying
1,200
into it.
hours of Skyrim
No.
are not on PlayStation. Like that cred that no one else really deals with Steam. So like those hours, I don't get
Right.
cred
I
for
mean,
that.
No, I know, and it's like, I mean, and even like bringing up the fact that I've played Fallout Shelter multiple times, like on my phone, played it on my iPad. I mean, I've got hours upon hours on just Fallout Shelter alone, but it's not going to be reflected on my PS4 and the
Exactly.
trophy. And so it's like I care a little, and on one sense, it's more just also going back to what you said earlier, where you were talking about, because I need games like that too, that are just they have kind of minimal involvement, where it's just you don't want to get sucked in, but it's like you kind of want like a little bit of a time killer, and
Right.
Fallout Shelter's a little bit like that too, where it's just it's
Maybe you should try the Pokemon.
it's
He might like it. I mean,
nothing.
That's too nerdy
No.
for me.
ah,
Not even that.
yeah,
It's just
that Aaron guy's
it's,
such a nerd. That Alan guy, though,
that Alan guy.
yeah.
such a nice guy.
No,
A Pokemon guy, I
it's-
hear.
I don't know. I talked to Alan the other day. Not so much. Called me a nerd. Gave me
Anyway,
wedgie.
Go ahead, Nick.
I
Sorry.
don't know. I kind of feel like Pokemon was just like I came a little, or Pokemon came like a little too late in my life, and it's
That's fair.
Where-
You gotta
I mean,
be.
I'm
Where
not
were you, Pokemon? Where
I'm
were
not
you?
not shaming anybody who's into that. I mean, I'm pretty sure my brothers love the hell out of Pokemon. I had a wife.
It has to get the
or
right
my-
time.
I still have
honestly.
a
Your
wife.
big brothers,
who-
you mean?
What do you mean?
I was just making a joke that they're probably little brothers.
Mm.
Mm, anyway,
Anyway,
Yes.
Pokemon was their jam back in the day, but
All right.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know
It's
if
fine. It's fine. You don't have to.
it's a whole lore that I would probably have to do a deep dive into, and I don't know if I have the time or the
I'm
energy.
gonna have
to
to have
do it.
Aaron over and play Pokken tournament with him. It's
oh
like
man,
Tekken cross Pokemon, and it's a lot of fun.
I wanted to play that game actually
It's
when it
fun,
first
dude.
came out. I just never
It's
got
'cause
to it.
it's a Wii U game. It's like, you only can play it on Wii U, and it's pretty fun. Anyway, Nick, tell me about the beers. And since you finished it, you could probably give us the
Yeah.
the
Yeah, I'll just give you the final score. So we can jump into a little detail on this trapdoor one, because this is the first one that I drank. So obviously it's a Vancouver-based brewery. It's a fresh hop. Sorry, I'm trying to look for the hops. I believe this was a 7% beer.
Mhm.
A
So,
little bit
yeah,
above
this one-
average. Not too
Yeah,
crazy,
it's-
pretty on point for fucking trapdoor.
right?
Yeah, it kind of
I
hit me
agree.
a little. But yes, so
I need to pick
one
up
thing
more
I
of that beer.
neglected to mention is both of these are West Coast IPAs. This one with their fresh hops, we've got fresh Mosaic hops. Fresh Mosaic from Coleman Hop. What the fuck? Okay. Oh, and it's collaboration with Taps Reserve. I don't know what that means. In any event, anywho, I think that's all the details I have based on the can. But anyway, there's actually I'm going to jump into this one before I go back to Trapdoor for reasons. So this was an interesting beer. So like I led with earlier, I'm not positive this is a fresh hop beer or not.
Just misplaced, miscategorized.
No, it may very well be. It's just there's no markings on the can to indicate it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
even on the website itself, it's not in any section to say as whether it's year round or seasonal or anything like that. But it's interesting. It's also a West Coast IPA, but it's with Nelson T90, Waimea T90. I don't know what these are,
T90.
Dave. Is any?
I think T90 is a pellet like size.
Okay.
Oh, like the
So
like
it's a pellet.
the,
So
cryo
then it
ones?
is not. So it's not fresh hop.
Nope.
What is the
So-
ABV on it?
7.1.
Oh, it's a little stronger.
But so I mean, there's also Nelson Amplifier Fresh Hop Oil, Columbus Cryo, and Columbus T90. So I mean,
that's a fucking science project right there.
it
I was
is.
gonna say very sciencey.
So
Fort George in the lab over there.
mhm. But I mean, it is.
They produce
it
good
is a-
yummies.
on the can it says drink fresh, do not age. So
Well, that's most of their stuff I notice, except the vortex.
I know, but
That's a lot of
it's-
IPAs too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not quite positive that's a. I mean, it sounds like if it's pellets, then it's not fresh.
Well,
The
hops,
fresh oils
so-
though.
They might not all be
Yeah.
pellet. They might not all be pellets as well. You know,
Okay.
you might.
This is
And
confusing.
you can make pellets
So-
out of fresh hops, but obviously
Yeah.
it takes a while. So they're not really fresh hops by the time you process
Yeah,
them.
Right.
but I initially thought this was going to be another fresh hop battle. I'm not sure if it is. I don't really care anymore.
Which the better beer?
These-
That's all we care about,
Right.
Which one do I wanna
Trapdoor
go out
gets
and
the
get?
win.
huh?
Okay.
Trapdoor.
Wow.
So there's kind of a wonderful thing about some West Coast beers. There's like almost an immediate aftertaste. I don't know if it has to do with the hops or what, but I mean it's like I've only noticed this in I guess West Coast style IPAs. Trapdoor has it a little bit. Some other beers have it too from the West Coast, and I love it. Anyway, it's
They do have good
Trapdoor
beer.
has-
I like their stuff. So,
Aaron- I mean-
understandable.
Aaron, I
These
know.
are-
Oh, good. Okay,
these
so
are both.
so you're gonna crush the
There
cans
is
right
a-
now. So for the show, you're gonna crush
Yeah.
them together. Boom! All
Ah,
right, never mind.
coming
All right.
at you.
I know,
but,
Aaron.
No losers here.
I know Alan and Aaron have been tag teaming Final Fantasy.
Alarin.
Alarin. No, but you made a comment about not liking Chapter 13.
Yeah. The thing that's killing me about Chapter 13 is the whole labyrinth thing. Like, yeah, I don't mind the whole going deeper down and stuff like that, but like, it's like,
Sometimes you
when
gotta
you
go deeper
change-
down.
yeah, but then like you, at a certain point, you have to find a
That's
road.
what,
You have
that's
to
what
like,
they like, Aaron. They like the deeper down.
this is
To
true,
the
they
hill.
do. I forget these things. But no, it's just what's bothering me is just like it keeps making you shift. Like you have to go up on the ceiling, and then you have to go back down, and then you have to go to the side of the wall, and then you have to go back down. You have to go up, down. It's like, oh, just it hurts my brain a little bit sometimes. Like you have to remember what way you go. But
How many
luckily, at least
chapters are
I
in
can-
this game?
I think it's 14.
Oh, so you're
I
getting
think.
close.
Mm-hmm. Because I did the date night with, that one I was very perplexed by because
Oh.
I feel like I got Barrett.
Oh,
my date night.
dating Barrett.
Oh,
Well,
man.
I did.
Not
well,
even
it's
He's
funny
got a
'cause,
big
like,
gun, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's the
well,
gun.
so here's the thing. That was the other thing. I was like, I don't know how I feel about the whole relationship
but
building
Alan
in that
does.
game because
Alan, I know, likes Barrett. So
he told me this. Yeah, he likes one-armed people. Well, the other one's a cannon, but that's not the point.
Alan's into
Anyways.
amputees. Okay.
Anyway, so the thing I just don't. Well, here's the thing. I don't.
Or is Aaron's into paraplegics?
I almost forgot about that.
Wow. You yoinked that one from the past.
Way in the past. But Anyway, no. So I don't understand about the game is it says there's a whole new dynamic and stuff like that, but it doesn't really tell you everything you have to do in order to get these things to happen in the game.
Right.
So I guess Yusuf got Red 13, the cat, and I'm like, that sucks. How'd that happen? But I guess you have to like really do everything
You have
towards
to do
one
everything.
character.
Yeah, you really have
Yeah.
to like, yeah.
It kind of, and it's funny because I didn't know that until like right before everything was supposed to happen, because I'm a person who likes to try and keep everybody in good standing in a game because that's what I do. It's what I
You
like
gotta
to do.
pick
Like,
favorites.
see, I didn't think about that because in Mass Effect, because I play games like Mass Effect and even game like Until Dawn, where you try and keep everybody alive in that game alone. Now when it doesn't matter, you're still gonna kill someone off anyway. But Mass Effect did to keep everybody alive. Otherwise, that just sucks. Like that's how it was. I didn't realize that if you talk to everybody, it kind of sways you towards the one other person. It's like, ugh. So I was really trying to get the Tifa date. That's what I was trying to get in that game. But old Alan wanted Barrett.
Yeah, he did.
And he won.
So you're probably getting close. So then, are we hopeful that Aaron beats this by next show?
Oh yeah.
What is the over under on Aaron beating this by next week?
Oh, it's doable. I mean, I don't think there's anything much going on in the nighttime since
All right. Cool, awesome. Well, awesome.
I just have to do it.
I will talk a little bit about video. I'm obviously still playing Dragon Age. It's Dragon Age. We'll give my final review when I beat the game, so I won't talk about that. I will talk about a game I have been kind of playing. It's a naughty game.
No way.
No.
Alan's
Yeah.
interested. He told me.
There's no amputees.
Oh, well, now he's gone. Bye, Alan.
I came upon this game in a very random way. I might have been watching pornography on a streaming site, and it was someone had captured footage of the game and posted it on this said site. And so I was like, what is this? And so I clicked it. I was watching the game. I was like, holy shit, looks really cool, actually. Very naughty, but it looks really cool. It looks really good.
Okay.
So I was looking at the details. I was like, oh, it's this game called Pure Onyx. You guys can Google it.
Yeah. And you're like, well, that's
Okay, so
nice
I Googled
name.
it, and then the website pops up, and it's been banned from Patreon. Their page was banned from Patreon.
Oh, Jesus.
You can get it on itch.io. That's where I paid for the. It's not actually finished yet, so it's like the alpha. You can buy the alpha for $8, but
Okay.
it's one hell of a built out alpha though. It's like fucking really good. So it's on itch.io. It's on some other streaming adult kind of Patreon-ish type site that you can get, and then it is coming to Steam at some point. So I'm not sure why the Patreon thing got. I think they used the ban thing as a way to market the game,
Yeah, a bit of marketing.
Right.
Too
I think
hot
it's-
for
yeah, too
Patreon,
hot.
Yeah.
but
Too
anyway.
hot to handle.
The game itself is like a Streets of Rage or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles beat 'em up brawler game. You walk around and you fight stuff. It has really good graphics. Fighting mechanics are pretty good. They could be
Yeah.
tightened up a little bit. And there's some RPG elements. Armor gets dropped, and you can wear different outfits and stuff. And you have different power ups, and you fight. You can also just take off all the armor, and you're just naked. Which is, obviously a pervert's choice.
Oh, a shower.
Yeah,
um,
very bad.
But where the game gets really crazy is where like they fight you, but then they'll make this kind of chiming sound, ching, and they're gonna do like a power move on you, and if they connect on this move and it knocks you out, you're going to get pulled into a sex scene. And
Interesting.
all enemies do it. So, and all enemies have different animations. So it's wild.
And you have to
that's-
mash the button in said scene, or is it
no,
just,
you don't. You
is
just
it
have to
not
watch it. You can either
interactive?
watch
It's
it
like-
or you can skip it. But you can block.
oh.
But if you're playing the game, you can block those moves. It's easy to block those moves.
Yep.
You hear it, you block it. Unless you're a pervert and you just want the scene to happen.
You could grind it out.
And it's the same with like normal basic enemies and then bosses. They all have all of them have, and you know, it's actually it's a really well made game. Obviously, you know, questionable, and it's, you know, I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
I mean,
If you're having fun with it, there's
it's
nothing,
fun. Well,
like,
here's,
yeah.
I liken it to certain, like, you know, I don't know if I've ever really talked about the whole Hero and Peril thing on the couch co-op, but it's that kind of same mentality where like you want to, like, you like to see, or like Bondage, or like you like to watch women get roughed up. It is a, you know, it's an aggressive take. Would I prefer a game where it's like I can just walk around and like I don't have to get beat up and then like taken advantage of? Sure. But
Right.
you know, it's fantasy. We're using this in the terms of fantasy. It's not, you know,
There's no real people.
right. I get
Right.
that's a gray area for some. Anyway, I think it's a really good game. It's still only an alpha. I probably won't. I mean, I've played it quite a few times. There's like quite a few levels. It's like really a robust alpha, man. Like, anyway, if when it's finished, I'll probably check it out again. But you know, I was kind of enjoying it. It's kind of cool. The music's pretty good. It's surprisingly one of the most kind of unique and crazy.
It's actually a fun game at
I
the
think so.
start as well.
I
Yeah,
think
that's
so.
what's getting you.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's called Pure Onyx. It's by Euromancer, I think, or Eros, like not Euro, like Europe, but Euro, like Eros. You know, that kind of erotic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I kind of dug it.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm the pervert gamer. So you know, it is what it is.
No judgment here.
Sue me. I
Alan
mean, I
approves.
like sex games. Sex is one of the things that brings me to games. Like that's one of the things that will be like if there's a game that like does something that's sexy, I will, you know, I want to be a part of it. I like that. I have no shame. I'm not closeted. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Anyway, anyone else have anything game related they want to talk about really quick before we move on to couch co-optionals?
I can't think of anything.
Cool. All right,
I'm
let's do
good.
couch co-optionals. Dave, you got anything for us?
Yeah, I've been watching a series called The Terror on Netflix.
The Terror.
Yeah, it's about these two British ships trying to find the Northwest Passage, and they get caught in the ice. And there's basically a kind of it's like based on a true story. They don't really know what happened to the ships. Like they only found they've disappeared in like 1840s or something, and they only found them maybe 5-10 years ago.
Oh wow. Yeah. Okay.
The wrecks. But so it's kind of it takes that. So you've got that kind of whole period drama thing, and then these people.
Oh, but
trapped
it's not
in
a
the-
it's not
in
a
the
it's not a
wilderness.
documentary.
No, it's so, and it's not based on. It's got like sci-fi, not sci-fi, but like horror, supernatural elements to it as well,
Oh, interesting.
which are kind of cool.
I dig
And
it.
I'm just really
so
enjoying it.
inspired by actual
Yeah,
events.
yeah, kind of like based on like real characters and what they think happened.
Interesting. That's
But,
cool.
you know,
is it
like some of it.
just one season or?
It's just one season. There is a second season, but the first season's based on a book by Dan Simmons, who wrote the Hyperion books, which are some of my favorite sci-fi books. I actually didn't realize he wrote this until I
Watched it.
I was halfway through watching it, and Ellen's like, "Oh yeah, he wrote the book on that," and I'm like, "Oh," so no, it's It's a good series.
Okay,
I recommend it.
cool. How about you, Nick? What you got?
So we're coming up on winter time and the busy travel season. So if you're going to be driving, especially through mountain passes,
Les Schwab.
not even Les
Schwab.
Schwab, just get your tires checked. Make sure you have proper
yes.
tracking devices like chains and such. Make sure you dry fit those chains before you actually need them, because it'd be kind of fucked if you
Mm-hmm.
go up there and you realize that, oh wow, the chains don't fit. So
It's also kind of
Just-
difficult if you haven't read reading the instructions in the dark on the side of a highway
right,
compared
Yeah,
to like
so-
doing it in daylight when
Practice, practice,
it's not
practice.
snowing sideways. And
don't do that. Yeah, so
Or you got
Just-
said tires.
just make sure. I mean, I'm also saying this to kind of tell people to beat the rush too, because
Right.
Oh yeah, the
Thanksgiving
first
to
snow's gonna
Christmas
happen,
is-
and then everyone's just gonna be like, nah.
Not
Freak
even
out,
that.
yeah.
It's just more of a beat the rush sort of deal too.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, I actually have to do it as well because, like I've probably mentioned last week, but we're going to Disneyland and I'm driving
Nice.
down.
Yeah.
But I need new tires, and I may also just pick up a set of chains too, just for the fuck of it. But I need to get that done
Cool.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool. How about you, Aaron?
All right. Well, I've been actually listening to this new book my wife recommended to me. It's called The Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. And it's actually pretty good. It's like about this girl who's kind of like a support of the family that doesn't really give two shits about her except for what she brings home for them, like whether it's food or money or whatever, kind of a... They were high society, then they lost everything, and then the girl's on a hunt and she kills like a wolf that's like, I guess, not a wolf, kind of like a magical person that's transformed into a wolf, is like really high up in the other realm because they're stuck on a separate... There's this human realm, and then there's these realm called Alteria, I think. I can't remember the name of it. I had
Alan
to
Realm?
look at it. I don't know. Anyway, so she kills a friend of one of the people that like kind of rules the place, and she gets visited by the lord of the realm that he's in. He's like, I can either gut you like a fish, or you can come with me and live with me forever in this area till you're dead. And she's like, fuck, okay, I'll just go. I'll go with you. And I'm not farther than I thought it was, because I actually downloaded the wrong book, so I guess there's like a abridged version. There's only part 1 and 2. And then I looked at because I'm buying Audible for my wife as well, because you can
Right.
share Audible. And I did
Do you
not.
listen to the
I
Do you listen
download-
to the Couch Co-op on Audible?
I do not, but I should. I do more on the Apple
I was just teasing.
podcast thing. I know. Anyway, so I did that, and it's actually pretty solid, but I didn't realize how far I was into the book until I looked at where my wife had helped me, because I had to re-download the book, and it turns out I'm like on chapter 26 already. I think it's like 40 chapters. I'm like, god damn, I didn't realize how far I was into this book, but I guess it's a big book, apparently. My wife says like 600 plus pages, and I'm like, well, good thing I'm doing the Audible one.
There you go.
I don't like reading. I don't mind reading books. I really don't.
Read?
But I think it's just more easier for me to listen to books, because I can actually pay attention to someone talking to me and reading to me versus having to read myself. I don't mind reading my own books, but it's just I fall asleep every time I start reading a book. I'm like, page 10.
Oh, Aaron.
Kind of
Can't
what I
help
love
it.
though too. It's like, I mean, unless
Well, it's also good when you're driving if you drive a lot.
Yes, that's the other thing I like about it.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's a book in podcast form, I suppose. But
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's just something about actually reading a book that
I mean,
I
don't
used to
mind.
love reading until it put me to sleep, but at the same time, kind of like a game, if the book is so good that it kind of keeps me up and it just kind of
Mhm.
like it just grabs me and I like want to finish it, and then I end up like with no sleep because I needed to finish this book.
Right.
And then it's like I'm fucked.
That's what happens every now and then. Like I remember reading a book that good where like I'd start the book and then like 2 hours would fly by. I'm like Ready Player One. I remember having Jared. I was like, what happened? It's like just 3 hours later, and I just holy shit, I burned through half this book already.
Cool.
But
All right. So what
anyways,
is the book? What is
that's
the
my,
end of the book again?
A Court of Thorns and Roses.
All right. Cool. All right. I have one quick one. I think I already mentioned it in a previous episode that I'd watched The Penguin and enjoyed it. I finally finished all of the episodes, and
Nice.
awesome show. And the final episode, I won't spoil it, but holy fuck, was it like a what the fuck moment? Like I did not see it coming, and it was just like, dude, that's fucking cool. So I
Okay.
really enjoyed The Penguin. It really adds to the Batman, that film, and I mean, if you're into that kind of shit. If you're not, then don't fucking watch it. But I thought it was really, it's basically Sopranos. It's really like Sopranos, but Penguin, and it's cool.
Okay.
It's really cool, man. Like
It's
you
the
don't,
Cobblepots.
Batman never shows up, so it's all very just ground level gangster shit. And it's pretty cool. And then my
Can't get
second
enough
thing,
of that gangsta shit.
gangsta shit. My other one is like I found this podcast just randomly. It's been being kind of advertised on iTunes. It's called Hildy the Barback, and it's Melissa McCarthy, Octavia. Is it Jones Spencer? I forget the actress. His last name now. I apologize. And Glenn Close. And it's basically this like fantasy world, like she works in this pub and these invaders come and they're like warriors, and it's all very comical and like punching dicks, and it's pretty fucking hilarious.
Alright.
I said what the fuck, I'll listen to it, and it's pretty funny. I don't know. It's there's just a lot of like, silly humor, and I don't know. I think it's fun. It's like only like each episode's like a half hour long. It's part of it's like a big story that keeps going. It's like a serial, like a radio serial. It's just kind of a fun. It's just different. It's like a different type of podcast. It's not like we're doing something kind of fun. We're writing, anyways. Anyway, I thought it was fun. It's called Hildy the Barback, and she goes on an adventure. She goes questing, and it's pretty fun. So
Nice.
all right, boys. Did anyone do trivia? Nick to win.
Yeah.
The beer stroke
It's the
coming
win.
in.
It's the Nick show.
So,
What is it?
I don't
What
know.
is it?
so I'll just try and keep it kind of easy, but do we know when the I don't know how to word this.
Good trivia already. Oh, so we
I
have to
did
word it
just-
for you.
No,
No, that'd be funny trivia.
Huh.
I don't know how to
going
word
back
this.
to
You guys word it for me.
going back to this day. No. It's just so I'm trying to.
What
just
company
say,
made the Game Genie? Go.
No.
Codemasters.
What year was the first
Was the
mouse
co-
commercially available?
Oh, shit.
We'll make it easy. What year?
Well,
was
I
the
gotta say
first
80s.
mouse?
I gotta say 89.
no.
1981 with a commercial computer, 1983 with the Lisa. Depends on whether you want like desktop or commercial system.
Well,
I'm gonna go 82
you
then.
probably
Considering I looked it up.
yeah.
I'd say 89.
No.
I was just gonna go with 81. Just
Oh, okay.
Damn it.
Yeah.
So it was So it was a part of the Xerox
I should know
Star
this one.
computer that came out in April 27th, 1981. It was a budget computer in 1981 dollars at $16,500.
Whew.
The Xerox computer.
Yeah. But
I didn't know Xerox made
um,
computers.
Back in the day, they did.
at the time they did.
Yeah.
And even then, it's I don't think it was really just like a PC version, or like a personal computer is like you
Yeah.
also needed to.
Yeah, like
buy
the
them.
big
There's a lot of those early computers, and then by about the mid '80s, it's pretty much every computer had a mouse. I mean,
Well, thank you for that
Mhm.
trivia. That was
Just,
wonderful.
I tried. I
You
mean,
did. You
Sorry.
did try. It was wonderful.
I ground
Uh,
out to first, but whatever.
And you guys have any famous last words before we get out of here?
Mhm.
get to the lifeboats.
Get to the lifeboats.
Get to the chopper.
I'm sure that was someone's
Do a
last
barrel roll.
words.
Just
Get
put me
that
out of my
fun.
misery.
Do a bit.
Just
Do a
Get the funk out of here.
Just one of the
It's-
temple, please. Anyway, yeah, we are the Couch Co-op Show. We are on all the platforms for your podcasting pleasure. Like Aaron mentioned earlier, Audible. We're also on iTunes, Spotify. You can find us on video-wise on youtube.com/milkmanpictures, and also video-wise on Spotify because they have a video component now.
Quick question.
Oh.
I know you're in the middle of plugs, but when we were watching the fight, did we
Oh, boy.
stream that? Is it
No, we didn't stream
was it
that.
just a stream?
So
Oh,
no,
okay.
we didn't stream that. I just streamed that to the Discord
Darn
so
it.
you guys could kind of watch. Because Malice
okay.
joined the group and his Netflix went out. So then I kind of streamed it to the Discord channel, and that's.
Okay.
But I didn't actually record any of that. No,
So I was just curious if that was going to be available in.
I
like,
thought
an
about
archive
doing
sort of deal.
that, but then I was like, I'd probably get in some kind of fucking trouble.
legal
Oh,
trouble. Yeah.
like a copyright strike.
And I
I
don't
mean,
need
I
that.
kind of feel
I
like
don't
that's
need
why
that
you're
heat.
yelling at me.
I don't need that.
when,
Not
heat.
today.
I might-
Well,
Anyway.
they just take it down. So
I want to thank Nick, Dave, Aaron, and Alan for joining us here on the show tonight for Couch Co-op.
He's shy. He'll talk.
Alan's Mobile Minute.
I want to. What do I do? Couch Co-op for Couch Co-op. I want to remind you to please be excellent to each other